mind if I ask you a question, Mr. Wright? Yeah, you can ask me anything you want. What is it? I understand some of your logic, however, how do you think that I killed him? If I can't leave my room, I obviously couldn't wear Max's costume. How did he do it? That's the next course of this legal buffet. Oh, don't make me hungry there. Careful if you mess up here. Sure that Acro killed the ringmaster. And he killed the ringmaster while he was in his room, no doubt about it. Time to enlighten us to how Mr. Dingling committed the crime, Mr. Wright. I'm going for it. I'm going to present some evidence. So what did Mr. Dingling use to commit the crime, Mr. Russellberry? The bust! That's how it fits in, isn't it? I was thinking he might have dropped his weights on his... Oh, no, of course not. The frickin' bust. Because they said it was taken from the cafeteria before the crime. We also know that Acro was the one who wrote the note and left it for Regina. Wait, was he? He was the one that did that, right? So anyway, it doesn't matter. The bronze statue was taken from the cafeteria before the crime. This has to be it. What's that, a picture? Yeah, he killed him by giving him a bunch of paper cuts with a picture. The bust. It's quite a large bust, and because it is life-sized, it is also very, very heavy. Heavy? Heavy enough to guarantee a certain death. Especially if it was dropped from a third-story window. Oh, okay. He didn't like that one too much, did he? See? This is how Acro was able to kill the ringmaster. With the force of the poop. Of course, there's the motive still. What motive would he have to do it, really? You're saying that the bust fell onto the ringmaster. A rather simple crime. Even if you were stuck in a wheelchair, it would be like incredibly easy to commit. Ugh. I don't know. Should we test it out? Well, Acro is an acrobat. Slap. He should have more than enough upper body strength to carry something like the bust. The bust. The bust. Mr. Dingley, how do you respond to these charges? Well... Acro's at a loss for words. He should be. He knows that I'm getting close to the truth. Well, Acro. Oh, dang it! Oh, I hate when you interrupt me. I'd watch what I say if I were you, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What? Your Honor, the physical health of the witness is material to this case. I demand that we get proper testimony from the witness himself. Okay. She's just using this testimony as a ruse to stall for time. I was just thinking that exact same thing. There's absolutely no need for such testimony. The defense has its version of the murder. The prosecution has the right to respond. The defense's objection is overruled. Wow. Oh, no, that was my objection. My bad. Shit. Mr. Dingling, I'm sorry, but we need you to testify about your physical condition. If you have any doubts about your ability to testify, we can request expert testimony. Who needs experts? Just look at his arms, man. He's obviously not Goombello. The start... I shouldn't have even tried. The witness will have no problems, however. Let's all be respectful towards him. Thank you. Oh, that woman will sink to any low to win a case. Well... I suppose I could have lifted something the size of that bust. I have a strong upper body from working as an acrobat, and only my legs were injured. However, lifting the bust and looking out of the window would have been impossible. There's no way I could have exerted that kind of force on my lower body. That makes it impossible for me to have known the location of the ringmaster's head. His head! The location of his head. Why is that so funny? Thus, it would be unrealistic for me to drop the bust on him, don't you think? I have no doubts in regards to this witness's testimony. It was impossible for him to lift the bust and carry it over to the window. Not to mention that he could not have known the location of the ringmaster's head. Does it even matter the location of his head? If it hit him in the back, it's the same difference. A single false step would have led to even more severe injury. Well, the thing is, he was standing, so it really would have had to be his head. You go, Phoenix. He's simply stalling. It's shameful, really. Hey, you're the one that started this. I can't let her get to me. I've got to focus. Alright. I suppose I could have lifted something the size of that bust. Let's press. Have you ever lifted up the bust before? No, I've never actually lifted it up with my own 2 hands. But I should get to it, don't you think? I can't let money outdo me on this. Money? That crazy monkey has lifted Max's bust before? Oh, well... If he did, I don't want to hear about it. Please continue with your testimony. Okay, there don't seem to be any problems with pressing here, so I'm going to keep doing it. I have a strong upper body from working as an acrobat, and only my legs were injured. We know that because he has the weights in his room. So what have you been doing to keep in shape? Well, honestly, I've given up on training. I don't have any plans to return to the trapeze or the tightrope. You don't say. Oh, man, really? Jeez. Neither am I, Mr. Phoenix Wright. We didn't ask you! I wouldn't lose either, Slowpoke. I mean, Nick. Whoa, whoa, whoa. How did the discussion turn to me all of a sudden? I suppose you could say that I'm stronger than the average bear. However, lifting the bust and looking out of the window would have been impossible. What do you have to say about that, butt? Yup, that's what I thought. So why is that? Because if I were to do that, I'd end up falling out of the window myself. Just the picture of that in your head. Like a man with no legs falling out of a 3rd-story window. That's too much, man. Yeah, well, he could have thrown it out of the window. But I can see where they're saying he couldn't have really specifically aimed it at anything. How long do you think your recovery will take? You have to remember that the nerves were severed. I'm currently undergoing some extremely intensive rehabilitation, but it's still going to take a while before I'm back to 100%. Let me remind you of another very important point. If the witness was carrying the bust, he would not be able to see out below the window. Okay. Makes it impossible for me to have known the location of the ringmaster's head. The location of his head. Why do you say it would be impossible? Couldn't you have looked first and then thrown it? Allow me to explain. But even then, you still would have had to time it just as he was walking by. Unless he stopped. What if he stopped and set the box down? Like to take a breath, like a rest. Because it was a heavy box, right? And we still haven't talked about the box yet, or the pepper. You accept that I was carrying the bus, couldn't see below the window. Thus there's no way I would know the location of the ringmaster's head. What if you turn things around? Maybe if you think of it sort of like this. What? If he knew the location of the ringmaster's head, then he could drop the bust. That does make sense. If only I could prove it somehow. That Acro knew the location of the ringmaster's head without looking down. Well, okay, let me guess. I think I've already explained things sufficiently. I guess you have. I don't think I've seen that statement before. If all you had to do was drop it, then it wouldn't have been a problem at all. If all I had to do was drop it, you're right, I could have done that. However, there's no way that I could score a direct hit on the ringmaster's head. Oh, so that kind of makes your theory a bit pointless, doesn't it, Mr. Wright? Acro is strong with the Force. Some kind of tool to aim for the ringmaster. That's the ticket, Nick. Show him what you've got. I have to be careful. I have to find something that fits perfectly. I don't remember us finding any sort of tool. But maybe we overlooked something. Did we? Alright, which statement do we need to... Strong provided for working as an acrobat. My legs were injured. After looking in the bedroom, looking out the window, it would have been impossible. There's no way I could exert that kind of force on my lower body. That makes it impossible for me to have known the location of the ringmaster's head. I didn't think they were going to say that so many times. The location of the head. Alright, it's got to be this, but we need to know how he could have possibly known that, or like, was he going by sight or sound here? Because we already said he didn't have an accomplice, like someone to tell him when the ringmaster got to a certain spot. But, nose. Is it the box, maybe? I think it has something to do with the box. The Grand Prix. So let's keep in mind, the guy was wearing the hat. Or, well, who was wearing what? The ringmaster wasn't wearing the hat and the cloak, was he? No, that was the killer that was. If he didn't have an accomplice, maybe he was waiting for an animal to give him a signal or something? You know, like maybe the lion would roar at a certain time, or maybe the monkey would react a certain way. And this is saying blunt force trauma to the back of the head, as if someone... Okay, let's consider a few things. Let me think about things for a second here. Okay, we're trying to say that he killed him by dropping the bust on his head. If he did that, why didn't we find the bust the next morning? Where is the bust now? Is the bust inside the box? Is that why the box is so heavy? Maybe that's it. I mean, I'm pretty sure we were saying the box was 20 pounds, even when the pepper shaker was the only thing in it. Which led me to say, well, maybe it just has a lot of metal parts to it, or maybe there was like a secret compartment inside the box that had something really heavy inside of it. But I don't know. I'm not sure that that's even really it. But that is a huge problem though with this whole thing. Is that if he did kill him with the bust, then I just thought of something else. I was saying before that the person who flew by the window was the bust. That's still possible. And that would actually make sense if, you know, because that would explain why the bust wasn't there the next morning when we looked around. Oh, man. So then, did he throw the bust? Oh, God. So he must have had the cape on the bust attached to it, and the roses when he threw it. Because then it came back up just after it landed on his head. It wouldn't have ever hit the ground at any point. That's why I was saying he could have used a crane or something to make sure that it flew in a straight path. Dear God. The thing is, you know, the box wouldn't have given him any advantage. He still would have had to look out the window to see the box. So how did he do it from inside? Because they said numerous times that he got hit in the... Well, wait, well, what did the autopsy report say again? No, no. Yes, no. Where's the autopsy report? There. Blunt force trauma to the back of the head. Now, the only way that it could have hit him in the back of the head, if it was thrown from above, would be if the ringmaster was, like, bending over. So maybe the ringmaster came by, put the box down to take a break, and then bent over to pick it up. How? Wait a second. How do I even know that he was carrying the box, though? Because when Trillo saw him, he didn't have the box, right? Was the box just sitting there the whole time? Oh, dude. Okay, for some reason, I was assuming the ringmaster was carrying the box when he was killed. And that's why he landed on top of it, was because he was carrying it. And he just slumped over on top of it. But, if the box was already there, and then the ringmaster, like, bent down to pick it up, that would work. Plus, he could have planted it there, and that's how he would know where the ringmaster's head would be. Because he was bending over to pick it up. There you go. That makes more sense. Oh my god. All this time I was assuming the ringmaster was carrying the box. Why did I assume that all that time? Jeez, once I threw that possibility out, then the rest of it came easy. What are you driving at, Mr. Wright? I'm not driving, man, but if I was, I'd be in an 18-wheeler bus. You already knew ahead of time where the ringmaster's head was going to be. Quite precisely, I may add. You're silly hinting at things this pointless, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Enough stalling. Show us some evidence. But I did such a good job hinting. Yes, yes, yes. Hurry up and explain things, Mr. Wright. Maybe you should take a look at this. The key point here is the wooden box. The same wooden box that the victim was found hunched over. The same. The question is, who placed the wooden box here? Indeed. Maybe Acro placed it there, you know, because if he planned the murder, he would know where the guy's head was going to be. The problem is, like, how would he have gotten it there? And plus, the other thing, how did he know the ringmaster was going to stop to pick it up? When Ben and company saw the ringmaster, they didn't see him holding the box. Yeah, exactly. That's the other thing that I completely, like, overlooked. Which means this wooden box was already placed at the scene of the crime. I have to admit, your theory makes a lot of sense. The moment that the bus came falling down was exactly the same moment that the ringmaster lifted up this wooden box. Which means that the answer to all these questions now is crystal clear. That's why he got hit in the back of the head, even though it was thrown from above. If the bus were to fall upon the point marked out by the wooden box, there'd be no way that it could miss the head of the victim. Oh man. She's just like, really? Really, Von Karma? Really? This is unbelievable. Finally, some of these loose ends are starting to tie themselves up. No kidding. Now I just gotta keep going. And there's only one way to go from here. Forward. At least I'm moving forward. At least I'm moving forward. At least I'm... Yeah, who placed it there? It was Mr. Acro, of course. Mr. Dingling. He connected it to a rope. Then all he had to do was lower it down. Well, couldn't... Well, yeah, I guess. But why go to all that trouble if he could have just, you know, gone down there? Well, it depends on where the box came from, though. Allow me to whip some sense into you. Ow! Stop! No, 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 no! Ah! The ringmaster's head could have been anywhere when he lifted the box. That's why the box was so specially made. specially made. Oh, crap. It had the most peculiar feature. The weight of the box? That's the only detail they ever alluded to. The box has a remarkable weight. Weight? 115? Yeah, in your bra. Your Honor, I object! You would! Overactor! Just to lift up this wooden box would have required... Oh, I get it. One would have to squat down and then lift it up with their legs, wouldn't you say? That's exactly what I was trying to point out. The box is also very large and very smelly. Carrying handles on either side, that is correct. To lift up the box, you'd have to squat down. You'd also have to do that for certain other things in Japan. Which means that no matter who you are, your head would be in approximately the same place. Your head. So it's not funny because of like the head thing. It's just, I don't know. It's like, I don't know how you could possibly see my head. Does she even bother to listen to me anymore? I've heard what you've had to say. And I must admit, I'm shocked at your imaginative skills. Did you drop it? Did you drop the bust onto the ringmaster? What are you talking about? Even if I'd wanted to do such a thing, I couldn't. What? You're still in denial. Mr. Wright, do you recall the original location of this bust? Yeah? It was in the cafeteria? Mm-hmm. Then what happened to it? I'd like you to remember one important fact, Mr. Wright. I cannot possibly leave the lodging house by myself. That means... You understand what I mean, don't you? I may very well have been able to drop the bust from my room. However, how would I have gotten the bust from the cafeteria to my room? You see, Mr. Phoenix Wright, explain that. Don't forget, you said there was no accomplice. Huh. But there's still the animals.